What's up, interwebs? It's your realtor, Jeremy. It's Tuesday. It's time for the Tuesday market update. And again, we're going to take this week a little more 35,000 foot view of the Phoenix real estate market. Now, everything I'm going to talk about today about house values and how we expect things to probably weather what's going on. This is just for the Phoenix market. Phoenix market is very different than a lot of other markets across the country. So let's get into it. Let's talk about house values. And I'm responding out of conversations I've had literally just this morning about house values. I feel like people that have been waiting to buy for a while are like this meme right here. They're like, ooh, I've been waiting for the bubble to pop. Prices are gonna go down now. Just like they did in 2008, but they're not. They're just not. There is no indicators that say that the house values are going to tank like they did in 2008. And the majority of the reason was because of the housing market, because of bad lending practices that were going on, and just it was a big, perfect storm of everything that made it fall apart the way that it did. Real estate values, house prices move slowly. The stock market is like a speedboat. You turn that wheel and boom, it turns real quick. You step on the throttle and it takes off. Real estate values are like a giant oil tanker. It takes a long time to get it up and going. Once it's going, it takes a long time to stop, and it also does not turn very tight. So 2008 was about 4 years coming. What we're seeing right now literally just happened like a month ago. Like we're in a very short time frame going on here. So obviously I can't entirely predict the future. Depending on how long this thing goes, that may dictate some things. But to give you an idea of where we were at before this all happened, our supply and demand was crazy out of whack in that we had a ton of demand and not a lot of supply. We went from really insane demand to really insane demand. We went from really low inventory to really low inventory. I mean, we're still very much in a strong seller's market. I watched a webinar today from Tina Tambor at the Cromford report, and the Cromford index, which is an indication of the kind of the buyer-seller swing of the market, 100 is a balanced market. Anything under 100 is a buyer's market, anything over 100 is a seller's market. As of March 22nd, the Cromford index was over 230, I think it was 238. There was some demand back in 2008, but it was kind of a puffed up, kind of a false demand, a lot of investors buying properties. This is a more accurate demand that we have right now. The demand we have for housing is for people that want to live in those houses, whether it's renting or buying. We have a more kind of stable demand for houses. The next thing that caused that big crash in 2008 was a rush of foreclosures, and we're not going to see that this go around. And part of that's because people have a lot of equity in their houses. Like somebody who bought 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, they have a ton of equity in their house still. Also, there's not these predatory and sketchy lending practices that were happening back in the early 2000s. So people actually have house payments they can afford. Also, the foreclosure process, just to foreclose on someone's home that they own it, it's a months-long process. It's not like a week or two. So even if like somebody defaulted in April or defaulted in May, you're still 3 months plus away from foreclosure. And that being said, you could also sell the house and then not be foreclosed on. And with our low inventory and still plenty of buyers, real estate's still changing hands right now. So there are just so many factors that say that what we're seeing now, although it's unprecedented and we've not seen anything like it, it looks nothing like 2008 did. So if you were hoping, waiting for that bubble to pop, based on what we're seeing right now, it's probably not going to happen. If this thing goes on for a while, we might see it level off. We might see a slight dip in value, but nothing like we saw in 2008. It's such a different animal, we can't even compare it. It's apples and oranges. So if you own your house, great. You're good. Don't stress about it. You're going to be okay. If you are buying, I got a little something exciting for you. If you're looking to buy in that under like 350 price point, all of the iBuyers, Zillow Offers, Open Door, OfferPad, all those companies have stopped acquiring properties. They've stopped buying. Also, any like investor groups that were backed by like Wall Street money, they've stopped buying. What that means is if you were trying to buy something in that like $300,000 price point and you were getting beat out on like every property, there's less competition now because all of those businesses with all that money behind them, they're not buying right now. And that's because a lot of them are backed by Wall Street money. And so they've backed off. I hope this gives you guys a little idea of kind of what's going on in the market. I was on a webinar for literally like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, just looking at numbers with the Cromford report. I tried to pare this down to be digestible for you guys. If you want some more details about exactly what's happening in the market, exactly what's happening with values compared to historically, like 2008, like stuff like that, where these comparisons and where these like where my information's coming from, I'm happy to show you some stuff, chat with you. But like I said, it was a lot, and I don't want to like overwhelm people with number information. If you're hesitant to buy because of what's going on, because maybe you're concerned about your job and still having your job, definitely don't buy. Like seriously, like I cannot stress enough, you don't want to make a big decision like that when there's other factors outside of your control that are weighing on you. So definitely hold off. But if you are looking to buy, if you need a place, if you're moving for a job and it's not affected by this as much and you need to find a place, hit me up. I'd love to help you out. It is a very different animal right now, buying and selling in this current climate, but we can make it work for you. And last but not least, guys, stay safe. Abide by the recommendations of our local, state, federal government, by the CDC and the World Health Organization to try to stem or kind of keep back this spread of coronavirus. I know it's weird right now and a lot of people are scared, and when people get scared, you act weird and you do weird stuff. I would just encourage you guys to be kind to each other, because I don't think I've ever seen anything that's happened to not only our country but the world that affects everyone like this. No matter what country you come from, no matter what your income, this is affecting all of us. So be kind to each other. It's the best thing we can do right now. As always, if you need anything, give me a call, send me a text. If you've got no one to talk to, you're kind of losing your mind because you're at home by yourself, give me a call. Love to FaceTime and just shoot the breeze with you. Maybe we can find a game to play that we can play through FaceTime, whatever. But don't be alone right now. Reach out if you need anything. I love you guys. I'll be keeping an eye on the market, and I'll let you guys know kind of what's going on next week on the Tuesday market update. Bye, guys.